Hey guys, it's Tinker Taylor here today, back with another Pokemon build series video. And yes, it's been a while, I know, hello. I did say in my last video that I was going to take a little bit of time off to just do some stuff and things, and it turned into quite a bit of a while. I thought it would be a couple of days, and it turned into about 3 weeks. So I do want to apologise for that, but in that time period, we found out that the roommates I lived with found out that the house we were living in, it was being sold. So we had months to look for a new place, but we also didn't want to, wait around for it to be very last minute. So we started looking straight away. And we had some chats with some of our roommates, and we've gone from 8 people down to 4. So we found a much smaller place. It's much cheaper. It does mean things are a little squishier in certain circumstances, which I'm not necessarily mad at. Like I in the last house, I shared an office space. It was just a small bedroom. I'm pretty sure it was the smallest bedroom, with one of the roommates who I've spoken about quite a bit, Onion. But Onion's actually moved out, so yeah, he's moved somewhere else, and yeah, so I shared an office space with him, and I kind of shared a bathroom with him, but he like I said, he was moving out anyway, so I kind of had the bathroom to myself for I think like a month or two. It was glorious, it was beautiful, it was wonderful. But now, yeah, at this place, I am back to sharing a bathroom. I do not have my own little office space. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could, but I would also be sharing with another one of my roommates, and I just don't want to do that. So it's in my bedroom. And you may hear some roommates in the background because, like I said, this place is a lot smaller. It fits the 4 of us perfectly fine. We're happy with it. But yeah, it's a bit of an adjustment. Also, we had some issues with like the internet. I personally had issues with my computer. I had to update everything, so I'm already late to my new schedule. So I think at the moment you're just gonna get videos when I can. The next build is actually done, so yeah. I apologize. I did just smack the desk, so you if that spiked in your ears, I'm sorry. But yeah, that next video is already done. I just have to edit it and voice it and upload it, and we're good to go. So the build is done. So yeah, I think at the moment I'm just gonna go through and kind of get it done as I get it done. It's sort of something that, I don't want to stress myself out. There's already enough stress going on. I'm gonna be getting it done as I get it done, and yeah, kind of just enjoying it, having fun with it, and whatnot. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna voice that video straight after this one and upload that while I go to sleep, and then yeah, get up in the morning and work on the next couple of builds and just keep on keeping on, trying to keeping on, if that makes any sense. I'm gonna just keep trying to get these videos out for you, to try and get back on track until we do. So yeah, for quite a few days we'll have some double ups. There might be some days where I just have one video, but I'm going to try and double them up as much as possible until I get back on track. So yeah, you'll have quite a number of videos for the next month or so, and then we'll be back to our regularly scheduled once a day. So yeah, it's been a bit of a bit. It's been a lot. It's been busy and stressful and whatnot, but I decided so when I was recording the last build, I'm pretty sure I'd already started on this build, and I was really enjoying it, so I really wanted to take my time with it, hence why this is a bit of a longer video than usual. I don't know, I feel like, I think this video is about 43 minutes. I feel like that's okay, like for a video, like it's not terrible, it's not bad. But yeah, it's definitely something I really wanted to take my time on this build, because I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was just really, really fun to do, and because I didn't give myself sort of that time crunch, I really fell in love with this build. I'd love to live here, to be honest. I think it would be really, really fun, and I think Macy, my cat, would enjoy it. She's currently asleep on my bed behind me. With the move, she went pretty well. She's pretty good and adaptable with things. But I made sure to give her all the love and the attention and soothing and whatnot. But yeah, no, like I was saying, I really enjoyed this build. There were a few things with this build that I couldn't figure out what the problem was. For example, you'll see me messing around with this roof piece, and I just, for the life of me, cannot get it to work. You'll see in a few minutes what I'm talking about, but yeah, like the inside, the roof piece has gone all weird. You can see, yeah, the little weird gap. I was trying to make a cool skylight, and it just wasn't working. So if anybody knows how to fix that, I mean, I do. It's lower the roof and have it flat. But I didn't want it to be flat. I wanted to have this sort of like from the outside, like look how pretty it is. And then yeah, the inside. So I just was like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna ignore it. So that's what I did. I just ignored it. But yeah, I really, really, really enjoyed this whole build. So I actually got inspired from a shell challenge. So over on Twitch, I mod for another Aussie streamer named Freshpick, and he had a shell up that it was like an old barn, and you could convert it into whatever you wanted. You can renovate it a little bit, add a few walls here and there, and somebody did this absolutely gorgeous build. Absolutely gorgeous. There were some that were, you know, a little bit creepy, a little bit weird, but there's lore behind it, and it makes sense, and I love it for what it is. But there was one in there that was absolutely gorgeous modern build, and I was like, I want to build that. I wish I built that. And so I took some inspiration from it from certain things. So one thing I took inspiration from was there are no ceiling lights in this house. It is all wall lights. That was something that I thought was really cool in that build. There was this really cool glass bit. So imagine it looked like a box, right? They made it look way better than just a box, but just imagine a box, 2-story box. Now imagine putting the front door in the middle, and then to the left of the front door, there was a glass wall that went up the 2 stairs, up the 2 stories, and sort of wrapped around a little bit, and they'd placed a platform in that, the bottom section, on the bottom floor, so that when you come in the door, you've got to go up a few steps to your left, and then you're on a platform, and then you turn towards the back of the house, and the stairs go up to the second level. Or you can just go straight through instead of going up the first set of stairs. It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. For the life of me, cannot remember who did it, but absolutely gorgeous build. Just, yeah, absolutely beautiful. And so I really wanted to build something like that was super moody and super, I don't know, just really, yeah, I don't know, moody. And yeah, I don't know, we got to this build and I was like, I guess I could make it fit with Sudowoodo. I think that's the name of this Pokemon. You guys know me by now. I never know the name of these Pokemon. Honestly, it's anybody's guess as to whether I know these Pokemon or not. But this Pokemon is a rock type, and I wrote down for my idea a forest cave / rock home, and I kind of pivoted a little bit, obviously, but I thought, what if I build it on a rocky place, but I make it more wooden, but then I put, like, I don't want to say stone accents, but, you know, the more harsher, colder, I guess you could say, like, rock vibes inside. So that's kind of what I ended up doing, a little bit by accident, a little bit on purpose, but yeah. This Pokemon looks like a tree, a little bit like a bonsai tree, not really. It's mostly a trunk, but it's got hands, and it's got these 3 bushes on its fingers that are spherical. I don't know, kind of like frog. You know how frogs have the sticky pads at the end? It kind of looks a little bit like that, but because they're so perfectly spherical, that's what reminds me of the bonsai. But yeah, I don't know, just looking at this Pokemon, you wouldn't think it's a rock type. You would think, oh, it's a grass type or a bug type or something like that. And looking at the outside of this house, you're thinking, oh, like super modern eco, like it's very not bright on the outside, but it's not super dark. So I don't know, I guess I'll be perfectly honest with you guys, I was just aiming to do a dark and moody home and ended up kind of making it work in my head. But yeah, like you can see the inside gets really, really dark and moody, and I don't know, this definitely feels a lot more rock type to me than not, I guess. So yeah, I don't know, I really, really enjoyed doing this build. Honestly, I think I spent like 2-3 days working on it. I think it was 3 days, 3 separate days, where I worked on it for a little bit. I believe this light section, like right here, we've just finished day 1, we've moved into the day 2, because I like to build and then kind of like, yeah, walk away. I'll build a section, a big chunk of it, and I'll feel really good and accomplished, but I'll feel not burnt out, but just like, okay, I'm done. And then I'll come back the next day and keep working on it. So like the build that is coming out in the next video, I started that 3 weeks ago, I guess, and then finished it today. So, you know, like there's definitely a lot of space between those two, but yeah, this one, it was just a couple of days. I believe between day 1 and day 2 was like maybe a week, and then between day 2 and day 3 it was the next day. So, you know, yeah, I don't know. It's definitely fun and exciting, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And for any of you wondering, this does not have the new pack because I built it 3 weeks ago. The new kit, sorry. The mudroom pack, which I only got today after finishing the next build. So the next build doesn't have it. I've not had a chance to use it yet. In the process of trying to fix my game, because it wasn't broken, it was just mods. In the process of trying to properly uninstall mods, I finished the build, I did my mod fixing, and then I bought it, so I haven't opened the game since. But as soon as I'm done voicing these videos, you bet your bottom dollar I'm going to go in and build a tiny little mudroom just for myself. I do have a little lot in this save file that is just me going in and building tiny little rooms when I really feel an urge to build something particular. So when, I think the first one I built was a little office. It was like, what would my dream office be? And there was so many clashing ideas when I first did it. Because part of me wants a really dark and moody, I love dark and moody, but part of me really wants light, bright, and airy. So I was really battling between those two ideas. The second one, I'd just gotten the bathroom kit that we're using here. The sleek bathroom kit? Yeah, the sleek bathroom kit. So I kind of just put all the items down and made a little bathroom out of it in their default swatches. And then the third one I built was sort of like a dream bedroom. It was super moody, but then I looked back at it and I was like, I don't know if that's my dream bedroom anymore. I don't know what I want. I move around so much that like everything is always new to me. I just know what I don't like. For example, I don't like red wood. I don't like if it has an orangey red undertone. Do not like it. And I feel the same about, I don't know, I was gonna say black wood, but with wood, you could have like a really dark stain on it and still see, you know, the I was gonna say pattern, that's not the right word. You know, like wood's got texture, the texture. If you stain it really dark, you can still see the texture. But I'm talking about like cheaper wood that's just like that's not actually wood, is it? It's sure. I don't like that stuff. But if I can still see the texture, I'm sure I would like it. I feel like, you know, wooden cabinets in a kitchen that was black, I think I'd really like that. But then again, I'd really, really, really like a light wooden kitchen. I have so many conflicting ideas in my head of what I would like and what I would ultimately want in the end. So I guess it's a good thing that I don't have a place of my own to style, because what am I gonna do? Like, I have so many conflicting ideas. I think for my bedroom, I would like it to be dark because I'd like to sleep. I want it to be a sort of like relaxing. When I think of a dark, moody place, I think of curling up with a book and just having a space to breathe and let it all out and just relax, you know? Whereas a light and airy bedroom, I don't know, I feel like if I sat in there for too long, I'd want to get up and do things, and that's not the goal. The goal is not to get up and do, like, I just want to relax. So I feel like having an office space that was light and airy, maybe like a little library area sort of thing. This house has an office and a library. But if it was my house, I think I would have them lighter. I don't know. I feel like it would be nicer to have it as like a lighter texture, light woods, and feel, you know, very refreshing and clean. That's one thing I do want, sort of more minimalist than anything else. Like, I do have a lot of stuff, I really do, and fitting it all into this room has let me know how much stuff I have. But yeah, I don't know, it's just one of those things where, like, I feel like there's so many conflicting things in my head of what I want. I feel like if I worked with an interior designer, they would be like, oh, you just need to do this, and it would make it seamless and flow, and it would be beautiful, but I don't really have a place to do that. You know, I can't really just paint the walls here and whatnot. Speaking of, though, like, renovating, I think the carpet in this house is new, because either that or they installed the doors and then the carpet, because when I open my bedroom door, it's like it's not difficult, but you can't just like swing it open. You have to push it or pull it open, because the carpet is just a tad too thick. I don't know what it is. It's just they must have installed it, like, I don't know. Which is kind of good, because I do leave my door open a crack at night so that Macy can, you know, if she wants to go to the bathroom, get something to eat, get something to drink, have a little run around, explore the new place on her own, all that sort of stuff. She can do that without having to wake me up. If I close it, she will keep me up all night and all morning. If I keep it open, she generally wakes me up around 6:37ish, which is not great for 6:30. 7 I don't mind, but, you know, I just want that little extra sleep. I'd prefer to wake up on my own, but she tells me when to sleep and when to wake up, so I don't really have a choice with that. For those of you who have specifically cats, you guys probably understand completely what I'm talking about. And she had a little temper tantrum this morning because I wouldn't get up an hour and a half early to feed her. She has a very, I don't want to say strict feeding schedule, but, you know, I try to keep it as strict as possible so that she's not waking me up earlier and earlier each day. But with breakfast, she's always so early, and I tell her she has to wait when it is too early to be fed, and she started rolling around on the bed and meowing at me, and she's not very chatty. She's not very chatty at all. When she first comes into the room, she will chat with me. She'll tell me all about what she was doing outside the room, you know, telling me I did this and I went there and whatnot. Or at least that's what I'm imagining she's saying. And then when it's food time, she's telling me, obviously, hurry up. So yeah, in the mornings she's like, is it time? And I'll say to her, no, you have to wait. And this morning she was just not having a bar of it. Just kept yelling at me, no, you need to feed me now. And rolling all over the bed. Which is the cutest thing ever. I got a few photos of it. And I'm very glad I did, because it's the world's cutest thing ever. Also, speaking of photos, I took screenshots of this build. I actually took screenshots to share with Freshpick in his Discord, because I said that I took inspiration from that build I told you guys that I took inspiration from, and I was going to share it so that the person who inspired me could see what they inspired me to do. So I ended up sharing it there. But in the meantime, from then until now, somebody commented on one of my videos that they would like to see me add screenshots at the end. So I've actually done that. There will be screenshots at the end if you want to like kind of have a slower look at what is going on in the build, which I think I will try and do more of. It does add more time at the end of the video, but I think you guys prefer longer videos. I don't know. I know when I'm watching build videos, I do prefer the really, really long ones, but I also know as somebody who makes videos, it's exhausting. Well, it's not exhausting, but it's just like, it's a lot. You know, speaking for 43 minutes straight, like what do I talk about? And to be honest, I don't really keep up with anything really. So like what am I going to talk about? And I don't really want to sit here talking about myself for 40 minutes. It feels a bit odd. You know, some people, you give life updates and I'm like, yes, tell me all your life updates. Tell me all the things that happened. You know, like little Simsy when she was getting ready for her wedding and leading up to it and all that sort of stuff. And then the aftermath, like it's all, like I wanted to know all of it. Not because I am nosy, but you know, like some people are like, oh, I want to hear drama and gossip, and I'm like, I just want to hear about you guys. Like, are you guys good? Are you happy? Like, tell me what's going on in your life. And you know, a wedding's an exciting thing. Which reminds me, I'm going to a wedding in February, which is super exciting. It's going to be my first wedding, not the first one I've ever been to. I've been to weddings before, but the first one that isn't of a relative. So this is for a friend, which is super exciting because, yeah, every other one I've been to is for relatives, and this one is not. But yeah, I don't know. Back to what I was saying. I feel personally a little odd speaking about myself for so long. But definitely let me know down below. Like, do you guys want to hear more about anything really? I know some people have said they want to hear my building process and my thoughts behind it, so that's why I talked about the inspiration and, you know, talking about the Pokemon and how it links and all that. But yeah, I'm definitely open to chatting about anything you guys want to talk about because, yeah, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I run out of ideas so fast. And sometimes it just feels like I am trying to fill in blank space, so it's kind of not great. But I did write a little list. So when I first started making videos, I think 4 years ago, I used to write down a list of things. I actually had a notebook and I would write in my little notebook. I still have it. I put it away. In the last house, it was on a shelf on my desk, but I put it in a drawer in a bookshelf instead. To kind of keep it out of my way, out of sight, out of mind sort of thing. But yeah, I was going through it and I used to write down little things of like, did I talk about this? Did I talk about that? And I would tick it off as I'd talk about it or afterwards to make sure I did talk about it. But now I write it on my iPad and sit my iPad in front of me, and you know, when I'm recording, I kind of look around and look at different things and whatnot. So sometimes I do distract myself a little bit, but yeah, it means it's a good little space to kind of look back on and see anything that I have not talked about, which is only one thing, but I'm gonna like, it's gonna take me like 5 seconds to talk about it. But yeah, I wrote down that we moved. So I actually moved 6 days ago. I wrote 6 days ago down, and I forgot to say that. So yeah, 6 days ago moved in, and found out, yeah, about 2-3 weeks ago that we're moving, and handed in the keys today. So like, it's done. It's fully done and dusted. A lot of people that I've spoken to about the fact that I've moved that quickly are questioning my sanity at how we moved. Not only in that little time, packed and moved in that little time, but also how we went from 8 roommates to 4 as well in that time. I don't know, it's kind of crazy. Like, people were putting up furniture and selling it, and boxes were just being packed, and it was crazy. Like, there's just so much going on. But I personally have moved so many times in my life, it is ridiculous. I think at one point I was averaging every 18 months, and now I think that's getting slightly shorter. Yeah, it's I'm hoping to be in this place for a little bit longer than 18 months, but we'll see. I bet you in a year's time I'm gonna be like, hey guys, so guess who just moved? It's gonna be me. I'm calling it, it's gonna happen. But yeah, look, with the new place, things are mostly set up. There's still a bunch of boxes and things around. I am almost finished setting up. I have to wait for some of my roommates to finish a few things because I need to move something. They need to move things before I can move things, and they haven't moved things, so I can't. But they want me to, but they... Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So I wrote, yeah, we moved. Then I wrote, built this almost a month ago, which is true. Inspired by the shell challenge. Recently got the new mudroom kit. I'm excited to build with that. I honestly haven't even watched anybody else build with it. Like, there's been people sharing, you know, oh, here's this is like something I built here, and here's something I built there, and blah blah. I haven't seen a single bit of it. I think after this, while I'm editing the next video, I'm gonna watch Little Simsy's video on it, because I do enjoy her videos on them. They're good. But I'll watch a few others as well. I like to kind of watch a range of people when it comes to the new stuff, because everybody has different thoughts and opinions and feelings and whatnot. You know, is it Satch on Sims is a very critical... It's a person who's not afraid to speak their mind and say whether or not they like something, and call out certain issues, which is fair and understandable. And Little Simsy is, I guess the best way to put it is, like, you know, like, I feel very similar to Simsy. Like, I just love building in this game, right? I know Simsy plays as well. I don't, but I love building in this game. So for me, I haven't had as many problems as players, because 90% of the bugs are playing. Like, it doesn't affect me. So for me, I haven't personally experienced those issues. And because I haven't personally experienced those issues, I haven't felt the way that a lot of other people feel, such as, you know, Satch feels very, very strongly. But, you know, I like I said, I don't experience a lot of these bugs, so I don't feel as upset or jaded or anything like that, because to me, like, the game works, because I'm in a mode that doesn't really have, but, like, does it have its issues? Yes. But as a builder, you learn to work your way around them, you know? There's plenty of things you can do to work your way around it. It's not impossible. But like I was saying, I do like to watch a range of people when it comes to new content. Just because, you know, like, people are going to have different perspectives and different outlooks and different opinions, and maybe one person thought of something but somebody else thought of something different, and, you know, it gives all these different ideas and whatnot. For me, I did go and look at the kit before I bought it. I didn't just buy it. I never do. I always wait for the items, like, I want to see them first before I buy it. And I really liked them. It's gonna sound dumb, but it looks like CC. Of course it looks like CC. It's made by a CC creator. And I love it. I think it's fantastic. Do I love how many kits we have already? Not really. Would I prefer a stuff pack, perhaps, with all this stuff in it? Absolutely. But it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. I like, what am I going to do with a mudroom kit? I never make mudrooms, but maybe now I will because of it. And also Peacemaker. Wonderful CC creator. I'm almost positive I've got Peacemaker CC myself already. I haven't touched my CC in a while. I've done one CC build this year. I haven't shared it yet. It'll actually be shared next year. But yeah, it's just, like, do I have an opinion on it? No, because I haven't even opened it yet. But I did buy it. I have a feeling I'm gonna love it. From what I've seen so far, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely wonderful and amazing. So yeah, we'll definitely see. But I gotta open the game, And the temptation I have right now is to not open the game and to actually continue writing. That's the last thing I wrote on my little list of things to talk about. So for those of you who don't know that about me, I do love reading and writing. I packed all my books away. It was one of the first things to pack away because it was kind of the main thing. Like most of my stuff, like my clothes went into a suitcase and that was fine. And, you know, I have notebooks and stuff like that and that got chucked in the box, but most of my stuff was books. I think I had I had 4 boxes of books. And yeah, like I said, it was one of the first things I packed away because I was like, it's right there, it's right in front of my face, like let's get this out and let's get this going. And I didn't leave a single book out, so I did not have a single book to read for a little while, and that made me itch because I really wanted to read, which for like the month or 2 before that, wasn't reading at all. Was not reading at all. But the moment I packed them away, I was like, no, I want to read now. I want to read. And because of that, I also wanted to write more. And so I did. I was able to write because the computer was the very last thing I did. In fact, my bed was on the floor before my computer was undid and undone. That wasn't a word. Before my computer was I was going to say uninstalled, but you guys know what I'm trying to say, I hope. And yeah, I don't know, I've been writing quite a bit. There was one story that I was writing and I kind of got a side tangent story that I wanted to write, and it's now 100% completely different. They're 2 separate stories. The idea of the spin-off idea, it's not necessarily a spin-off. It never was a spin-off. It was just an idea that I got from the first one, which is going to be its own separate story. And that one I really, really, really want to write because it feels very different to what the other 2 are. The other 2. I'm writing 3 at the moment. But if I were to actually go and count how many I would actually continue writing, it could easily be, I don't even want to guess a number, I'm too scared to do that. But my problem is I really struggle to get past chapter 1. There's a few that I've gotten to chapter 2 and chapter 3 with, but that's about it. I found it really hard to get past it, so I'm determined this year to get those 3 books past chapter 3, all 3 of them. I don't care if they're stuck at chapter 4, all 3 of them. That's my goal, because I don't think I've ever gotten to chapter 4 before. So if I can get 3 of them to chapter 4, then I know I can do anything. But I doubt I'd ever be sharing these. I feel like I just write for me, and I think that's okay, you know, writing for yourself. There's sometimes, you know, people do hobbies and you just do it for yourself. Sometimes people paint and they just keep the paintings to themselves, same with drawings. Some people write songs and never share them. It's okay to just do stuff for yourself. So yeah, I don't know. Also, completely off topic, but that reclaimed dining table, I know it's supposed to look like sort of worn and run down, but it was perfect for this build. Like, just chef's kiss perfect. I can't even explain to you how much I love that table in this build. I kind of want that table in real life. Like, it's so beautiful. For some reason, it reminds me of my grandparents. I don't think my grandparents ever had a table like that, but it's giving me grandparents vibes. I guess because it's like a reclaimed wood. It's sort of like a second life type thing. I love it. I think it's fantastic. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it's technically free. If you did the nature event. I don't know if that's still on. I think the last day was like today, yesterday, tomorrow. I don't know. It's very soonish. I feel like though that, you know, maybe after like a certain amount of time, the things that come in the event should just be free. I think that would make a lot of people happy, including me as a builder. I don't want to play the game. like, don't get me wrong, I understand people want to play the game, and most people do. Most people want to play. Absolutely here to support that. I'm not here to play the game. I'm here to build. This is my version of playing. And when I say play, I mean playing with Sims, you know? I don't even do CAS. You know, I know some people just do CAS. I know some people just do gameplay. I know some people do just building. I am just a builder. I know in the last couple of videos, if you're watching this in a playthrough and you have no idea about the big gap, other than the fact that I spoke about it at the beginning of this video, how it's been like 3 weeks, you probably heard in like recent videos that I'm like, oh, maybe I'll do gameplay, maybe one day, or maybe, and now I'm like, nah, don't want to do it. It's not that I don't want to do it, it's just that, like, I don't feel like it at the moment. I really want to build. I'm getting back into my building bug, and I'm here for it. I'm enjoying it, I'm liking it, and that's what I want to do. I just want to build. So hopefully that's what I can do, is build. I feel like for the next couple of weeks I'm just going to be sitting here at the computer building, and then that's it. Like, I'm just going to be building. But I'm okay with that. I feel like the bug for the build is coming back, and I'm keen to get into it. I'm also currently getting back into a TV show that I have finished, but I watched a good chunk of it, like maybe like 7-8 seasons of it, and then I gave it a little rest, and then I watched the rest of it. There's 18 seasons of it, and there's a big gap, and I kind of forgot everything that happened at the beginning, so I'm going to go back and rewatch it, but you bet your bottom dollar I'm going to have the same thing happen again, except with it's going to be a different part in the series. It's not going to be the same place as last time. I find that happens when I watch any sort of TV series, really. Like, I will start watching it, I'll get really into it, I'll stop for a while. If I finish it, I'll come back and do the same thing, but I'll stop at a different point in the series. And it's usually related to how much anxiety is in my personal life. So if there's like lots of stress going on, then I'll stop sooner. But if there's less stress going on, then I will stop later. And yeah, I don't know, I feel like the stress as well applies to episodes. If there's certain episodes that just, like, I don't know, I didn't like or made me feel anxious or whatever, then the same thing will happen. Like, I will kind of stop there. Or skip that episode, to be honest. I do skip some episodes, or I'll just look up the synopsis for that particular episode and be like, oh, okay, cool, that's what happened, and skip it. So yeah, but the point of all that is I've got a little show to watch. It's a big show. I got a show to watch while I work on my builds and editing and things like that. I think I started it when I first started editing this video. I think I'm already up to episode 3 of season 1. This might also be episode 2, I'm not sure. But yeah, I don't know, it's good to be back. I feel like it's been a while. I needed that break, I needed that rest. I worked on writing, I worked on relaxation, I packed my house, I unpacked my house, and yeah, there's just, I don't know, it's been a little bit, like, it feels like I haven't been back for like 3 months, but it's only been 3 weeks. The time just kind of all bleeds together, and yeah, I don't know, but it does feel good to be back. It does feel good to have something to do and work on while I exist. So yeah, I hope this has been good for you guys. I hope I'm not just, you know, coming back with like a really sad video. I say sad, but like bad is the word I mean. I'm really, really proud of this build, so I think it's a good build to come back on. And I hope you guys enjoy it too. I really want to live here. I think it would be super cool to live here. I would absolutely love to have, like, this build is just so pretty, and the worst bit is the builds that I love are builds that I have been inspired by someone else. Like, it's never an original idea that is my favorite. There might be like 1 or 2 on a rare occasion, but yeah, I'd say 90% of the time the idea comes from someone else. So to those of you in the community who make these gorgeous, beautiful, wonderful, amazing builds, thank you so much for inspiring me. Keep it up, because I would like more inspiration to have more builds that I'm proud of. And I really do hope you guys enjoyed it, because I did spend quite a while. Sometimes I would pause the video, like the recording, and I would just sit there staring at the spot that I was working on and just try and keep on keeping on working on it. Sometimes I'd take screenshots and send it to Onion and ask for feedback, you know, which light do you like? Do you think I should add a piece of art here? There's a blank spot here and I feel like I need to add something, or should I leave it? And, you know, all sorts of things like that. I spent a lot of time on this. And this kitchen I was going to clutter. I really, really was. And then I'm like, it's no, like, why would I clutter? If this is like a minimalist house, why would I clutter it? So I put very, very, very minimal clutter in here. I believe it's just this iPad stand thing and the utensil on that side, and then I might put something else on that spot there. I don't know, I can't remember. There's certain things that I remember doing certain things, but then I forget doing the rest of it. So I really don't know if anything goes on that little side bench. I don't think it does. But yeah, I don't know. It's I hope more of my builds are like this. Although tomorrow's build is not a pretty one. Intentionally, it's not a pretty one. So I hope tomorrow, I say tomorrow, like every video is going to be day after, just the next video. Anytime I say tomorrow, I mean the next video. Yeah, I hope that one is intentionally bad and you guys like it for being bad, or you don't like it because it's bad, but in a good way. You know what, we'll deal with that tomorrow. We're moving into the screenshots here. I don't know, I really, like I said, I really enjoyed this video, this build. I wanted to make it really clean and minimal, so that's the hallway shots there, just nice and simple and plain. This is the little library area. I like the fact that the chair is light. You know, everything else is really dark, but you've just got that light chair to relax in. There's a little sitting space in the middle of the house. And then we've got the kitchen and dining in between. The dining is in between the lounge and kitchen. And then we'll have, I believe, yeah, the bedroom, the bathroom, and then the last one is the wardrobe. But yeah, if you guys like this, make sure to subscribe, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye, guys.